Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Davon Lewis Show. I'm coming with Friday Night Smackdown. It's that time of the hour and the time of the day. As we get to the nitty gritty, everything's so saucy. As SmackDown was great as you possibly can have it. It was live in Chicago. The crowd was red hot. And of course, we ended up having the return of CM Punk on Friday Night Smackdown. And of course, it lived up to what it was with everything initially happened. And let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the initial card. We ended up having CM Punk's return to SmackDown, as well as Randy Orton, Tonga versus Carmelo Hayes in a triple threat match for the Money in the Bank qualifier match to advance into the Money in the Bank for the men's division. We also have for the women's division, we ended up having Chelsea Green, Bianca Belair, and Mia Yim, and a three-way for the Money in the Bank qualifier. As well as we had, for another addition to the men's qualifying match, we ended up having Kevin Owens, Grayson and Andrade in a three-way for the Money in the Bank qualifier. We also ended up having LA Knight appearance, along with him confronting Logan Paul, because initially Logan Paul was going to be there. And we ended up having, as well as the Cody Rhodes reaction to everything that initially happened, of the situation that happened when it came to Clash of the Castle, where he came face to face with Solo Sikoa and ended up getting into a brawl with the initial new Bloodline. But as well, we ended up having a new addition to SmackDown that ended up coming along the brand. Solo ended up implementing his new weapon of mass destruction in Jacob Fatu. I could say so much about Jacob Fatu, but I feel like he is the bread and butter when it comes to everything that initially you want a big man with athleticism, and as well as being just full broad strength, as well as truly a true showcase when it comes to the new brand of WWE. And I feel like he fits the WWE mode in so many great ways. And I truly look forward to seeing how he initially fits in when it comes to being a part of the SmackDown brand, as he initially is now a part of the Bloodline. And the Bloodline continue to be using strength in numbers, continue to strengthen their group, and they continue to become great each and every single week, as well as you continue to see that the story of being picked when it comes to Paul Heyman and where he stands with the whole brand new Bloodline, as well as the initial return of Roman Reigns, which we'll get into in the initial report of everything that he broke down for SmackDown. But of course, I appreciate you guys coming through. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and I don't forget to share this content if you're a fan of professional wrestling. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty, everything so saucy, which is initially what you came here for. Worse than for the SmackDown review of everything, as well as my reaction, and as well as my thoughts on each superstar that initially was on the card for tonight in Chicago. But we're going to start off with CM Punk, who initially made his return tonight on SmackDown. He came out with the anticipated crowd who was looking for him for his initial return to Chicago. And the crowd was red hot as they were chanting CM Punk very loudly. He came out and he kicked off the show, and the crowd really got a real great pop when it came to initially everything initially happened. Of course, they did a recap of Clash of the Castle with CM Punk interference. And of course, him getting a pop from the crowd and so much more of everything with the whole situation that happened with Drew McIntyre. Initially, things broke down as CM Punk, as I quote what he said he's happy to get his revenge on Drew McIntyre after months of trash talking from the Scotland Warrior. And eventually, Paul Heyman initially arrives shortly after CM Punk started talking. Punk looked shocked, but at the same time, he looked happy to embrace to see his new friend in the middle ring as they initially gave each other a hug. Heyman looked taken aback, but of course he had a little bit of tears, and he says he was doing Punk a favor by warning him that the Bloodline is going to attack him if he doesn't leave Chicago. Right there and there. Solo and Sikoa, Tonga, and Tonga Loa ended up coming out and told Punk to show respect to the Bloodline or be taken out. Heyman says if he leaves, he wants to go with him. Punk stood his ground until Rhodes showed up with a pair of looked like he came down with a steel chair, but I wasn't sure what the initial weapon was, but I believe it's a steel chair. And he issued a challenge to Solo in which he accepted. And initially, things broke down very quickly. This initially was a nice little breakout. I'll give this one a true 5-star when it came to the crowd being involved, Paul Heyman's emotions being all over the place, the bloodline being assorted, and you knew that things was gonna be looking great when it comes to being juicy taste of getting involved with everything initially has been going with the bloodline storyline. But now Cody Rhodes has a new crossroads in his hairs when it comes to the bloodline. But in general, this thing was a great little setup when it came to everything initially happened. And I enjoyed everything when it came to this initial opening segment when it came to SmackDown. Then we get ready for Bianca Belair, Chelsea Green, and Michin in a qualifying match for Money in the Bank. This match was okay. It was pretty decent for what it was. I'm still waiting for the initial Bianca Belair heel turn, which is implement. Feel like it's coming soon. But initially, this match was everything you initially could have asked for. I enjoyed everything about this initial three-way dance. It was a whole lot of back and forth. Things were looking good from what it was. But the most successful part of the night was Chelsea Green picking up the victory. And initially, it was looking good when it came to her initially beating Belair and Mia Yim. But things continue to be told of the surprising thing that initially happened is where you never know what can initially happen when it comes to the WWE. But the initial win happened when it came to Bianca Belair was going for the initial pin, but Belair was thrown out the ring when she was going for the KOD. And initially, Chelsea Green took advantage of that and was able to pin Mia Yim for the 1-2-3. The takeaway on moments of everything was really good when it came to everybody initially being involved. The pop spots, these ladies were getting a "This is awesome" chant, and people were invested when it came to everything initially happened when it came to this match. And truly give high props to Mia Yim. She continues to evolve each and every single week as she's playing double duty on NXT as well as being on SmackDown. But she continues to surprise us of everything that she continues to do each and every single week. When it comes to Bianca Belair, I truly have definitely no complaints when it comes to Bianca. Bianca continues to be in her own, and I enjoy every single thing about what Bianca Belair continues to push towards us. And I love every single thing that she stands on. And you know you're going to get your money's worth when it comes to Bianca. When it comes to Chelsea Green, she needs to be the MVP of the night. When it comes to the women's division, she needs to be the Money in the Bank winner 100% from my own personal take. Chelsea Green really knows how to be captivating. She knows how to be entertaining. She knows how to be in the comedy spots, the serious spots, and it fits like a glove. When it comes to that, she initially needs to be the one that wins. And honestly, I'm going to probably laugh my ass off when it comes to wherever she gets involved into the Money in the Bank women's division and hit those spots, and it's going to be funny. Unless her getting bounced around. But initially, I would love to see if she end up picking up that victory to secure the Money in the Bank in the long run. Then we get ready for the men's qualifying. We got Carmelo Hayes, which is him, versus Randy Orton, and that lovely right-hand man, Tonga of the Bloodline. This match was a lot of back and forth. Got everything under sun I initially wanted for. I enjoyed everything that when it came to this match, you know you wasn't going to be disappointed. The crowd was very, very hot when it came to everything that initially happened. And things initially broke down afterwards as you saw crash and burns and everything like that. And things initially broke down as things continued to heat up when it came to SmackDown tonight. And initially the win ended up coming off when it came to Carmelo Hayes surprising Randy Orton with a roll-up with a surprising victory. And it was great to see Carmelo now advancing now as Triple H continues to give the young stars some polish, some shine to be a part of the SmackDown. And I'm enjoying everything about it when it comes to everything that they're initially doing each and every single week. And I can't have no complaints about that whatsoever. I'm enjoying everything that they're initially have been pushing and have been doing. When it comes to Carmelo Hayes, he's really been showing himself, continue to be involved when it comes to everything initially have been going on with him, initially trying to get the initial wins over everything. But things really picked up when it came to Carmelo. And I'm glad to see him actually getting his initial run when it comes to everything. And it was great to see how things initially broke down. Then, of course, we ended up having a backstage segment of the cameras in the parking lot, and Drew McIntyre, you hear the actual gate get hit, which is the entrance gate for the parking lot area, and then they ended up raising the actual entrance gate, and you see a bloody CM Punk on the ground as Drew McIntyre was standing over him prone. As he carried him into the arena, the crowd is booing. McIntyre drops lifeless CM Punk on the ground. McIntyre takes off CM Punk's bracelet and pockets it. Then SmackDown GM Nick Aldis got involved with a couple of officials and ended up shoving McIntyre, and he shoved him back. And initially, Aldis ended up screaming at him for him to exit as McIntyre walked off, and Punk is put on a backboard to be stretchered out when he came to the arena. Things initially broke down when he came in that, and you know you was going to get your money's worth. When it came to that, the crowd was red hot. They were pissed off initially with everything initially happened. And I enjoyed every single thing when it came to that initial segment of everything. But we know things will continue to be picked up when it comes to the things with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Then we get ready for an in-ring segment of LA Knight, who initially is in the ring. Knight says he doesn't want to waste any time, so he calls on United States Champion Logan Paul. Right here and right then there. Nothing happens. Knight says he says not this again with the whole BS, and Paul is ducking him, and time is running out. The next week, Paul can't run. If the only way he can get his hands on Paul is to beat him in the Money Bank qualifying match to do so, so be it. Then he's interrupted by Santos Escobar, who initially comes out. You know, when the Escobar, he's always got to be involved in somebody's business, but he initially comes out and tells LA Knight he's overlooking him, and Knight says he isn't looking for Escobar, and he is looking through Escobar. Escobar tries to initially attack LA Knight, and Escobar ended up setting up for the Phantom Driver, but LA Knight escapes and drops him with the BFT. But then appears out of nowhere, Logan Paul ended up coming out and ended up knocking out LA Knight from behind and blasting him and pretty much hit him with that loaded right hand to initially secure a knockout when it came to LA Knight. Then we get ready for another men's qualifying Money in the Bank qualifying match. It was Andrade versus Grayson Waller versus Kevin Owens. This match was a lot of back and forth. You got everything you actually wanted when it came to this match. These guys, I give this match initially a 4 out of 5 stars. It was awesome to see Andrade pick up that initial victory when he ended up hitting reversal into the message for the win after Grayson Waller was trying to go for the Rolling Thunder Stunner. And it's great to see that Andrade is getting some little love when it comes to everything initially happened. And I feel like it was the right time for him to get signed out after the internet wrestling community was shitting all over him for being a speed champion. But Andrade is now getting his spot. He's getting up there. Triple H haven't forgot about him. But I'm kind of glad seeing that Andrade is now getting back some love when it comes to Friday Night SmackDown. When it comes to Grayson Waller, he continues to be that outstanding heel of getting over. He's trying to get more heat, but he's not going to get dominant heat, but he's initially trying to get the push. But when it comes to his tag team partner, I'm looking for Austin Theory to be that breakout star initially. When he turns face, it's going to be a big pop. And I can't wait to see A-Town Down end up being the main man standing. And initially now getting in that World Heavyweight Championship spot for the WWE Championship. As far as Andrade, he continues to be an outstanding superstar just in general of everything he continuously continue to push for us. But I love everything when it comes to Andrade just in general and his athleticism and so much more. But as well as we're going to continue to roll through the SmackDown as things initially was continue to be red hot tonight in Chicago. We end up going to a backstage segment of Tiffany Stratton, who makes fun of Mia Yim for losing her match tonight. Stratton says she has what it takes to win her Money in the Bank qualifying next week. Michin dunks on Stratton for begging Nia Jax to be her partner and tries to slap Mia Yim, but Mia Yim blocks it and sends Tiffany Stratton to the shadow with a nice, decent big slap. Nia Jax appears out of nowhere and initially runs over Michin like a semi-truck and drops her where she was standing. So we know things initially going to continue to be heating up when it comes to Nia Jax and Mia. But I know it's going to be great when it comes to everything that initially happened. Then we got ready for the main event, but of course, before we even got to the main event, the segment really broke down very quickly when it came to before Solo initially was gonna come out. He initially broke the news that Roman Reigns is not coming back, and now he's the prime man of everything. And Paul Heyman looked at kind of traumatized, looked at distraught, like this is confusing. This is not like Roman Reigns not to come back and not communicate or being authentic. What's really going on? But we know what's going on. Solo's keeping everything under the sun. He kind of cut off Roman, and he's just looking to be the new man on the block when it comes to everything on SmackDown. Then things initially picked off very quickly with so much going on. As things broke down with this match, a whole lot of back and forth, a whole lot of things. This match was very short, but it initially happened with a disqualification as the Tongas end up hitting the ring and put the beat down on initially on Cody Rhodes, and they started to put the beat down. But then Randy Orton, RKO, the initial name group, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens ended up coming out to do harm and pretty much leveled the field out when it comes to the brawl and everything. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens took out Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, took them directly out. And things initially continued to break down as things was cleared out. Cody Rhodes was standing tall, as well as Randy Orton, and as well as Kevin Owens, looking down to a prone Solo Sikoa who was in the corner. And he initially was begging for them not to attack him. But of course, he ended up his moves, facial expression initially changed when we had the big man smile. And then as soon as Randy Orton turned around, he got hit with a direct super kick. And then same thing when it came to Kevin Owens got taken down. Then initially, the Tongas got right back involved in everything. Initially, Loa and Tonga ended up initially costing the win. But initially, Tama Tonga took out everybody. I mean, he ran through everybody. He took out Kevin Owens by hitting him with the Samoan drop on the steel steps. He did the all around the world train move, which Braun Strowman is initially known for, but hit Randy Orton with a shoulder tackle through a barricade. Then the initial high spot came when the big man ended up going to the top ropes, putting the WWE Undisputed Champion through the initial announce table, and asserted his dominance and really showed where he stands with his allegiance to the Bloodline. As Solo smiled, Tama Tonga rolled directly back in the ring and put up the ones as the Tongas ended up joining Solo as well. Paul Heyman was looking traumatized of seeing, he couldn't believe who had initially made their debut. But initially it concluded SmackDown, as this was really a great show just from start to finish with everybody who initially was involved. I enjoyed SmackDown. I'll give the initial show was 4 out of 5 stars. This was really a pickup from last week. They really showed themselves this week. They really picked things into high gear. Kind of matching what AEW was doing. But AEW continued to do their great thing as well as they picked up everything when it came to this Wednesday. But SmackDown did great tonight. You initially wasn't bored. You finally felt invested to initially watch SmackDown. And I enjoyed everything about this initial show when it came to everybody that was involved, including Drew McIntyre taking out CM Punk, the Bloodline having now Tonga Loa, and now Jacob Fatu involved into the initial group of the new Bloodline, as well as seeing the motions of Paul Heyman being invested all over the place, seeing Chelsea Green end up advancing into the women's qualifying, as well as seeing things of Andrade advancing, and as well seeing everything initially continue to heat up when it comes to Nia Jax and Mia Yim. And I enjoyed everything about it. Now initially not to forget about Carmelo Hayes as well, who advanced in the men's qualifying for the Money in Bank tournament. But I initially look forward to seeing more of everything initially pick up when it comes to leading up to Money in the Bank. But initially I know we're going to have a great show just in general. But I appreciate you guys coming through to show your love and support. Post your comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe so I can engage with you guys on everything initially what has been going on. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, peace.